those who say, well, if this is true, why are there starving people in this planet?
Because, of course, most people need food. And I do not know how long it is actually possible to live without food. I don't know. Most breatharians have a calorie intake to some extent. But it's a big difference if you eat one apple a week or you have three big meat dishes. There's a big difference. And I do not know if Prahlad really did not eat 70 years.
Mm.
I don't know, but that's not the point. That's not the point at all. I say, okay, we have studies like with Hiraratan Manik. He did not eat for 410 days. He was just drinking water. He lost 19 kilos. And then there come some skeptics, and of course many say this is completely wrong, and he was eating secretly, and all the guards were looking away and that stuff. And the others say, okay, he lost 19 kilos, and this is all wrong. But I say, hey, this guy didn't eat for 410 days. He did not eat anything and lost 19 kilos. Wow. So let's look at this. How is this possible? And this is exactly the point. To understand, there is also direct chi intake. Of course, it's a very good question why this works with some people better and with some people not so good. But if you look at the history of starvation, you have in big crisis, or also in the concentration camps, for example, under the same circumstances, you have people starving and other people surviving. And there is this famous book by Viktor Frankl. He was a doctor surviving in the concentration camps, and he was a doctor, and he said, what we learned as doctors first in the concentration camp was that the books lie to us, because he saw that under the same circumstances, some people died if they did not have hope, if they did not have a reason, if they had a different mindset, they died and others survived. And of course, you also have the chi you get from your ancestors. So of course there are differences also in the bodies. But in China, in the medical qigong, and probably you know that more than me, is that there are different ways to enhance this direct chi intake, and this can be energy transmission, it can be qigong practice, it can some wonder, whatever. We just do not know. But just to say, because we don't understand it, it cannot be true, is not scientific. It's negative believing. And that's actually something I always say when I get these skeptical attacks. I say, what you are doing is not skeptical. It's not skepticism. It's negative belief. It's just it does not fit in their frame of thinking, and then they say it's not true.
Why is this specific issue so difficult for us?
Because it's a very basic, eating is very basic, and if this is true, if you have people who do not have to eat, what else is possible? Everything can be possible, and suddenly you lose all your security in life. You lose everything what you believed in, and that's the biggest problem, because we live in a society that has a positivistic, mechanistic, materialistic religion. They say it's science, but this has nothing to do with science, because the scientific method is very good, but the scientific method is just looking and measuring and does not try to explain. But what happened in the last 200-300 years was that suddenly science became a sort of religion, telling us, okay, God does not exist, we do not have souls, we are just machines, and our mind and our souls are just like an illusion, and uh, this is just a meat computer, and you have to fill it up with fuel, and you burn that, and then you die, and everything is over. And all people who do not believe in this, they just don't know the truth. And if you come up with something like telepathy and telekinesis or bigu or breatharianism, then they say you are wrong. This just cannot be true. You are a liar, and this is fake, and this is not true. And they do not want to deal with the science behind it, because I always say I could have made my film also about telepathy or faith healing or whatever, with exactly the same message. And if you are looking at other controversial scientific topics, you have the same over and over again. Also in telepathy, there is really good scientific evidence that something like telepathy exists. And I made an interview with Hal Puthoff, who made for the US military these about, I think, 20 years of research with psychic spies. And he says everybody who really took the time and did intensive research knows that there is something to this, and there is truth in this, and that it works. But it does not work all the time. Hal Puthoff said to me that you only have a hit rate of about 10%. But for example, if a pilot crashes in the Amazon, and it's impossible to find him, and you have somebody seeing exactly where this guy lies, and they search there and they find him. For this pilot, it does not matter at all if he belongs to the 10 or to the 90%. It's just a wonder that he was found. And they saw in these experiments that it actually works. And for example, at the Institute of Noetic Sciences in Petaluma, they made this, Dean Radin made these precognition experiments that the body feels for some reason what is happening in the future. It does not work all the time, but I don't know if you know these experiments. They are fascinating. I did this myself, and the body knows for some reason what pictures are coming randomly, are selected randomly by the computer, and it works. It's completely strange. There's no explanation, because how should the body know if not even the computer knows it, what picture is coming? But
yeah, that puts into question our whole concept of space and time.